Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Akram and you're watching Knowledge 360. In the previous video, we discussed about limit and offset in PostgreSQL database. And in this video, we'll discuss about PostgreSQL values list. PostgreSQL's values clause lets you create a temporary table of constant rows and without having to create a real table. It is often used with insert statement in from clauses and for quick testing. So the syntax is like this: values, then the set of expression 1 where we write expression 1 comma expression 2 and so on. Then for the second record we write like this: expression 1 and expression 2 and so on. So all the rows must have the same number of elements and compatible data types. First let's see one basic usage. So the basic usage like this: this will return a 3 row 2 column results sets with values direct. So we don't need to write it select star from table name and so on, because we are just doing a quick testing without creating any actual table. So in this case, in the first column we have 1, the numeric one, and the second one is the alphabetical one, and 2, then 2 and 3 and 3. So let's execute the query to see the result. So when we execute the query like these values, then we got this output where we have in column 1 1 2 and 3, and then in the column 2 we have the alphabetical 1 2 and 3. So this is equivalent as like this. If we write like this: select 1 as column 1, 1 one alphabetical 1 as column 2, and union all select 2 and so on. So this is equivalent of writing like this. So these both work in the same way. Now let's see the second example: renaming columns with alias. By default, columns are named column 1, column 2, etc. as we saw in the previous example. So we can use an alias to assign meaningful column names. So for example, we can say like this: we have written values 1 and then alphabetically 1, then 2, then alphabetically 2 and 3 and so on. But we can give one name. So to give the name is like this: we have written T, and then within the parenthesis we have given the name num for the column 1, then comma later for the column 2. So let's execute the query to see the result, and we'll see that column names will have the namings. Yes. So in this case, column names are having name, num and later instead of writing column 1 and column 2. So this is how we can rename the columns with alias in the values list. Now let's see another example of values list uses in insert statement. So this is the most common use of a values list we use. So for that, let's create a table called films. So we have created a table and we are inserting data into the table. So how we insert? So insert into table name, then the list of columns, then values, then the list of values, expression 1, expression 2 and so on. So this is how we write the values list to insert the statement into the data. One record is inserted, and also we can insert multiple records at one time using the values list. So values, then this is the set of expression 1, then the set of expression 2, that means the second record, this is the first record and so on. So we can insert multiple records using the values list. So this is done, and now we can verify the data if data are inserted into the table or not. So yes, we can see that the values are inserted into the table. So this is how we use the values list to insert the data into the table, and this is most common uses of values list. Now let's see another example of using values in the from clause. So in this case we are joining the values list set of expression with the real table. So in this case we are joining data from films and with a temporary table where we have created this values expression. So in this case we are taking the data from films, and on the basis of kind of films we have made the join. And what is the kind? The kind is drama, and this one is values list. So let's execute the query and see the result if this works or not. So yes, we can found that the join worked perfectly, and we can found one record that matches the data from the actual table. So this is how we can create a temporary table for quick testing to perform join and see the data. So this is how values list is useful. Now let's see another example of using values in update statement. So for that, let's create a table called employees and insert some data into the employees table. And here we can found that we have one update statement employees, and we are giving the increase to the employee on the basis of salary. Got the values like this. This is not the actual value, but we are creating temporary value where we have taking the first name, first column as the department number, then the one is the target, then the third one is the increment percentage. So that means we are creating one temporary table with this data, and we are joining the employee on the basis of department number, and we are having one where condition where employee sales is greater than equal to the target. So the target, if the target matches for that department, then they will get this much of increment. So let's execute the query to see the result if the data is getting updated or not. So if I execute the current record, what is the current data? So this is the current data. We can see that these are the sales and these are the salary. So let's execute the query to see the result if data are getting updated or not on the basis of this values list that we have created. So yes, two records are updated. So let's execute the query to see the result again. So here we can find that the two records are updated here. Now let's see another example using values with typecasting. So for that, let's create a table called machines, and we insert some data into the machines table where we have IP addresses, and we query the data from the machines. And here we can find that where IP address in, then we have created one values list. So instead of direct writing in, but we can mention the values list here, and we can make the typecasting while calculating the values. So let's execute the query to see the result. So here is the result, and we can found that in case of the data that we have IP addresses, so we can found that the matching data are returned from the where clause. Now let's see another example using order by, limit, offset with values. So you can treat values like a select including order by and limit clause. So in this case we are creating the select star from values 3, 1, 2, and we have taken the alphabetical and numerical value. So we are ordering by number ascending order, and we can apply limit to offset 1. That means we are ascending the number on the basis of num column that will make 1, 2 and 3, but we are taking the limit of 2. So that means we need only 2 record, and we have taken the offset 1. That means the first top record will be skipped. So in the output we'll get only 2 record with 2 and 3. So let's execute the query to see the result. So here we can see that we have got the 2 records, that means limit 2 worked, and offset 1, that means the first record should be skipped, and the first record is skipped because we cannot see here 1. So that means we can use the limit and offset order by with the values list. So the conclusion is avoid very large values list outside insert to prevent performance issues. Values is treated like select, so order by, limit, offset, fetch can be used. It's better to use scalar in val1, val2, etc. for simple membership test instead of writing the values. Values can appear anywhere select is valid. When using values in from clauses, always provide an alias so that we get a meaningful names. PostgreSQL assigns default column names, column 1, column 2, etc. unless we override them with an alias name. In insert, values entries are automatically coerced to the column types. So this was all about values list in PostgreSQL database. If the video is helpful, do like the video and subscribe the channel to get the notifications for upcoming videos. In the next video, we'll discuss about with queries, which is the common table expression or CTE in PostgreSQL. So let's meet in the next video. Till then, take care. Bye bye.